Hello, today I'm making a video in order to demonstrate an aspect of cutter compensation inside the ESPRIT edge cutter paths. So if we take a look at this hole that's being machined, we're actually just machining a chamfer on this hole. The tool is intended to plunge in the center, walk to the appropriate diameter, make a circular path, and then return to the center. However, when we look at the simulation, we see the tool plunge to the correct point, but then if we watch it further, what we end up seeing is that the tool essentially just plunges at the center and does not actually machine anything that we were expecting. And so what causes this? So if we take a look at the toolpath parameters relating to cutter compensation, we can see here that there's sort of 5 parameters. The first parameter being are we offsetting the geometry to the left or to the right? And generally left is correct, especially for climb milling. The second option is, do we want the tool radius offset? And this is, again, very common. We want the software to move the tool to the left of the path by the appropriate tool radius. So again, yes is a very common option for that. The cutter comp NC value will let us select off, left, or right. This refers to left being G41, right being G42, and off means we don't output a G40 style code at all. And that's very frequently used. Of course, we don't always need cutter compensation in our toolpaths, but when we do, we will just tell it we want the G41 essentially for left or G42 for right. Whenever we do ask for a G4142 code, we need a D value or diameter offset register value. Using that offset register value will link us to a position in the control where we have specified a particular value for that offset. The last portion is in effect just used for simulation purposes. This is where we will put a value similar or the same as what we have on our control. What we see in our situation with this example is that we have put 3/16 here. Therefore, that circular path is being offset only in simulation an additional 187 thou. And what that does is it essentially collapses that circle to a point, and that's why we would see the tool behaving as if it is simply drilling this hole. Let's review some examples of how we can use the offset register value to visualize positive or negative compensation on the control. For example, if we were to put a positive value of 25 thousandths, we would see that we have left a little bit of extra material on the chamfer in the hole. Alternatively, if we're to choose a negative offset, we will see that we are overcutting the chamfer. Thank you for your attention, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any additional questions.